And we are live. Hello, everyone. Very happy to have you today for our new members presentation. You know the deal. Now, the idea is to welcome all of our new members joining the BGA recently. So this is the second part of our new members presentation today, and I am very happy to have all of our speakers today. And yes, we have a lot of things to introduce to you, the different projects. So without any further ado, I'm gonna let Thomas from Raptor PR to introduce the activity and the agency and himself. Yes, Thomas, you have the stage.
Awesome. Thank you, Flav. I'm Thomas Huxter. I'm from a relatively new but hopefully very exciting PR agency called Raptor. I'm a director of the company, and I lead on a lot of our kind of high-level strategy work that we do, as well as written content such as messaging, tone of voice, and kind of thought leadership articles for tier one publications. Raptor itself is a bit of a pandemic baby. We were kind of founded really at the height of the pandemic by Rana Rahman, who is our MD. We've recently joined BGA, like everybody here, and really proud and excited to be involved. I think it's going to be a really exciting, and it already has been a very welcoming community, and we look forward to kind of conversations and collaborations. So the first thing to say about Raptor is that we're gamers. We're game first. It's something that you just can't fake, really. So we're very much, the two original people at Raptor, Rana and myself. Rana is very much a kind of retro gamer, plays across a lot of different platforms, and I myself, I'd call myself quite a sort of sweaty, hardcore gamer. Play a lot of online multiplayer, and I actually, before joining Raptor, took a break from PR and actually streamed on Twitch for a couple of years. So I streamed kind of FIFA and Call of Duty and things like that. So gaming is at the very much the heart of what we do, and it kind of, that passion informs everything, all the campaigns that we run for our clients. So Raptor, we work across primarily B2B, but also B2C industries, across video games, media and advertising, but often very much linked to the video games industry, and more recently Web3. So Rana and I worked together at a previous agency a number of years ago, where we worked on clients such as Rockstar, Gram Games. I've also worked on Roblox. We worked on Rovio together, and also EA and Jam City. So we have some very strong kind of big consumer experience. But actually, one thing that we found was that from working with companies like AppLovin, there aren't many agencies out there who understand the full range of the games industry. Most people can identify in some way with PC and console gaming. Most people play a bit of mobile games, but when it comes to ad networks and programmatic advertising and blockchain, there isn't a lot of knowledge, specialized knowledge out there on the agency side. So, from working on all of those clients, these are some of the kind of key areas that we've hit, and areas that we, I would consider us, if not experts in, then very, very competent in. And I don't think there is another agency out there that kind of crosses all of these territories. And I think for blockchain in particular, whether you see it as disrupting the whole industry, or whether you see it as being a kind of monetization layer or an additional layer for gaming, blockchain gaming is going to cross all of these elements, which is why we're so excited about the market. So since we were founded at the end of 2020, this is the kind of majority of the client roster we've brought on board. So pretty substantial growth, primarily because A, we're gamers, and B, because we specialize in fairly complex topics that we take pride in being able to distill for mainstream audiences. So yeah, lots of kind of experience there across those areas that I've just outlined, from playable ads to kind of metaverse world builders within the likes of Roblox and Minecraft and Core. And this has led to, some small accolades in the industry. So we've been nominated and won a couple of awards recently, notably the Pocket Gamer Steel Media Mobile Games Awards. And all of this experience has led us to our kind of current positioning, which is video games, media and advertising, and Web3. And and again, most of that links back to our core and our passion, which is gaming. So, if with media, that could be in-game advertising in the likes of the Sandbox or Decentraland or Roblox, for example, or on mobile platforms. So, everything comes back to our passion, and we really enjoy creating meaningful campaigns in those areas. In terms of our Web3 experience to date, some of this has been informed by one of our initial flagship clients, Admix, kind of transition part of their business from mobile in-game to metaverse advertising and metaverse campaigns. And so since then, we brought on board Infinite Arcade, which is a major blockchain gaming platform specifically focused on helping kind of casual mobile developers bring blockchain elements into their game. And we've also worked on a PFP project as well called Fancy Bears, which is one of the leading European PFP projects. And we also work with what could loosely be termed as kind of metaverse clients. So Dubbit and MetaVentures and Metaverse Gaming League, which work more with platforms such as Roblox and Minecraft and Core. I know in the BGA that might be not considered to be kind of metaverse, but I think it's important to note that when elevating conversations with the media about things like blockchain gaming, often the easiest reference point for them is a platform like Roblox because of its size and scale, because of people, it's what people's children play. And a piece of advice for blockchain gaming alliance members would be: do not ignore the term metaverse, because it's a good entry point for mainstream discussion. So our capabilities, across the board, some of our real focus areas, I would say, are, of course, our contacts. That's one of the things that you're really buying into with the PR agency. But we specialize very much in meaningful content, whether that's kind of helping you with your market positioning, getting you, whether you're a relatively small startup, elevating your tone of voice into more mainstream and tier one publications, whether that's business media to kind of stimulate investment, whether that's publications such as VentureBeat, and really getting your voice heard in conversations that are going on and becoming thought leaders. Just want to quickly highlight again two of our real strengths. I think one is content strategy. Being able to distill what some of you guys do is not something that most PR agencies can do, and really understanding your business and the messages you want to get to market is a real strength of ours. So typically we'll work on a kind of 3-month content basis where we come up with a monthly theme under an umbrella theme. And another thing that we're really leading on in the market is what we call data-driven comms. So doing some external research that can be combined with, groups like the BGA, which have a kind of ready-made part of the market that they can speak to, but doing some powerful external research. Raptor, works to manage that process, create a white paper, and then kind of sell those findings into the media. And also it's a really effective method of lead gen. We're based primarily in London in the UK. Out of the box, we do the UK and US and kind of other English language markets, hitting bits of APAC and things like that. And we have a familiar kind of an established partner network of agencies, so we can reach, whether that you want to reach kind of CAS states or China, for example. That's very much something that is in our wheelhouse. The team, it's very senior. Raptor, who's the founder, and myself, who you've met, and we also typically work at kind of director, account director and account manager level. We also have established partners who we bring in when we need to do a much more consumer focused project. And this is the brass tacks. This is what you guys want to see is kind of coverage examples. So these are a couple of thought leadership pieces which we've worked on recently for Infinite Arcade about, that's a fairly clickbaity headline, but it's the messages are all there, and it's why kind of blockchain gaming needs to look at the creation of platforms rather than just the creation of games to create a mass market proposition and kind of mainstream UX. So I'll just quickly flick through these. As I said, don't ignore the metaverse as a blockchain gaming company, because it really does stimulate conversations with a lot of mainstream media. So these are some of our kind of our coverage highlights on B2B side, particularly for some of our Web3 and Metaverse clients. I think that broadly covers what I wanted to talk about. I hope I'm to time. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'd be very happy to pick this up with anyone or share this deck later on.
Yeah, thank you very much, Thomas. Very interesting introductions, and very happy to have you. We know that it's very valuable for our members to count on your this kind of agency, because you are the intermediary between a Web3 project with specific demands, specific needs, as compared with the Web2 projects, which is something very different. And the Web2 worlds, when you said that you need to speak the same language, Roblox, and the kind of thing they can compare. So very happy to have you in the BGA. And I know in terms of content strategy that we in the BGA could very capitalize on your skills and expertise. So thank you very much and welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker will be Andy Green from Oceidon. If you're ready, Andy.
I am. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. The BGA for Oceidon. My name's Andy Green. I'm one of the co-founders of Oceidon. So we joined the BGA probably like maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago. It's been an incredible experience. I was down in Miami for Miami NFT Week, and I got to meet a whole bunch of BGA members. I was hanging out with Alex from TCG World. We had a blast down there. It was a lot of fun. So I'm really excited to be part of this alliance and show you what we have going on. So let me share my screen here. So this is, let me know if you guys can see it. Perfect. Yeah, so we have a couple of unique, innovative products coming out. Number one is going to be our marketplace. That hasn't been released yet, so I don't have any a website or anything to show you. The marketplace is going to be something that is super unique. It's different than what's out there currently. And I'm not going to get into the full details of the marketplace, but the Oceidon Blocks Builder is one of the features that will be integrated into the marketplace. So the Blocks Builder, in essence, is a 3D web-based block builder. What it does is you're going to be able to just connect your wallet, go to the platform, connect your wallet, and then you're going to be able to build. You're going to be able to create. You're going to be able to design. Whatever you think you can design, you're going to be able to do with this. As you can see on this, the deck that I'm showing you, I made the little Iron Man one, which is absolutely horrible, by the way. We had a couple of community members make a Baby Yoda. We had to make a Star Wars figure. There's a lot of cool things that you can design with this. And the way it's going to work is once your creation is complete, you're going to be able to mint direct to chain. So we believe it is the first web-based mint to chain builder out there. It's also going to be incorporated into our token. So you're going to be able to, however many blocks you use will equate to amount of tokens you can use. And then those tokens will be used to mint onto chain through the marketplace. It's pretty interesting. It's a different kind of, so we're trying to create, we want to keep people, engaged and we want to make people stay on, of course, the marketplace. And this is one of the ways to do that. We're hoping that the builder eventually will be able to be integrated into other people's sites. What's really unique about this is that when you are, sorry, the lawn guys are mowing the lawn. What's really unique about this is that when you mint your creations, those creations, based on the contract we are using and the file types we are using, these creations can be integrated into other metaverses. So currently, right now, we have an NFT project that we launched a couple months back. The GLB file that we're using can be integrated into Sandbox, Decentraland, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be the same way for the builder. You're going to be able to create whatever you want, whether it's an avatar or anything else, and then you're going to be able to upload it into metaverses. If you guys have a metaverse already, contact me. I'll be able to, direct you towards when this is going to be available to do. Maybe we can figure out a way to work together. It's a pretty unique scenario. Like I said, it's incorporated with Oblocks, which is our native token. We're super excited about this. The marketplace is extra unique We believe. We at Oceidon, we like to think we're a very innovative group of guys. We have come up with a way, and this is not live yet and it is not launched. We have come up with a way to protect floor price on our marketplace. So there's going to be different options you're going to be able to mint, and create, et cetera, et cetera. And what we're doing is there's going to be a feature where the creator can set the floor price of what they want, and then it can never go, the price on the platform, it can never go below that floor price. Now, of course, there's going to be, if you sell, peer-to-peer, wallet-to-wallet, people can trade and sell like that. So the floor price may go down as far as that is concerned, but on platform, the floor price protection will be protected on the platform. It's pretty unique. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my screen. And I'm going to show you kind of what the builder can do if I can figure this out. 1 second. Let's go here. Let's see. Blocks, builder, share screen. All right. So this is the builder right now. I'm going to drop the link in the chat.
I think I did. You're good. I think you share it in the private chat. So.
Okay, good. No, that was the website for.
Okay. So
yeah, that's fine. No, I'll drop the link after I'm done. So this is the builder. Okay. You connect your wallet. Of course, there's creations, there's create, and then you go in and you can just hit create, and then you can just start building. So we'll just go into one of these real quick, just so you can see how it kind of works. Hopefully it's up and running. The front end right now is live. The back end mint process has been turned off because right now we're still testing. Let's see if this works. Clone. So here is the builder. So this is the builder. Okay, like I said, it's web based. You can move around, you can circle around. This is my horrible Iron Man creation, and you can pretty much build whatever you want. It is a 3D, 360-degree platform. So you can go and you can move in all different angles. We have different features. You can move the sun up, you can move the sun down. And as we get further along, you're going to be able to, there's going to be more features, of course, more streamlined designs you're going to be able to make, different platforms, different backgrounds, different floors, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pretty unique. We think, we believe that we are the first web-based builder out there, similar to, like, I guess you would say, a Minecraft. But what we're really excited about is that you're going to be able to just directly mint to chain and then import those into other into other metaverses, which is pretty unique. I don't believe it has been done yet. So yeah, like I said, that's pretty much what I'm here to talk about. That's the builder. That's the marketplace. Please check out Oceidon.com. All the information is there. I'm always available if you guys have any questions at all. Just let me know. Yeah, and that's Oceidon right there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andy, for that.
My pleasure.
Very glad that you enjoy your time in the Miami NFT. And on that note, we're gonna have we're gonna have some events organized for the BGA members doing the NFT New York end of June. So I hope to see all of you.
Yeah, guys. I don't know if we're gonna make the New York one. I think I'm going to Consensus in Texas.
Yes. Okay.
Because we have a lot of other things happening as far as Oceidon is concerned, a lot of other technology, more blockchain based than like gaming and metaverse based. So we may end up in Consensus, but we'll end up at some NFT conferences as well.
Great. Thank you for the introduction, Andy, and welcome to the BGA.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, sure. The next speaker will be just as Picadis, and you have to help me mentioning the company. I won't be able to say it.
It's quite easy. XYZZY. The company is called XYZZY. It is a subsidiary of DIG, Decentralized Investment Group. I'm the president of Decentralized Investment Group and a general partner. So we're a holding company at DIG, and one of our subsidiaries is XYZZY. So at XYZZY, we focus on two things mainly on gaming. Obviously, that's the reason why we're here, and very excited to meet you guys, and excited to be to raise awareness about our company and about gaming for your very educated audience. So let me give me just a second to share the screen.
Yeah, sure.
And
so once you share, will be.
I was just talking about, you know, how crazy this market is right now, right? And obviously wondering. Let me see if we can. Okay, unfortunately, I think that I have some technical issues. Nevertheless, never mind.
You call. We can figure out together if you want, and just have.
Yeah,
you
if somebody, if I can just skip a line for a second, and
I'm sure.
Because I think I need
Andrew,
to restart my browser for specifically
no
this
problem. It happens sometimes. What do you think, Andrew? Will you be up to introduce?
Help me out, Andrew.
Andrew Organ for Intorqa. Oh, your mic is off. No, we can't hear you.
Sorry, that's absolutely fine. Sorry, I was muted.
No problem. So, are you okay to introduce Intorqa?
Completely.
As we have your deck very prepared and well.
So, are you going to turn it on?
Yes, I will.
Okay, cool.
You're good.
Yeah. So, I guess like a few of you, we are a relatively new company. We like Raptor, we're children of the lockdown and stuff. We launched near the beginning of last year. So I am one of the co-founders and the CMO of Intorqa. And what we set out to do is effectively make gaming much fairer and safer. We love gaming. And for us, it's really important that the players, people who are gamers and players, have the best possible player experience. And the reality is that cheating and other disruptive behaviors, actually, but cheating is on the rise in gaming. It's becoming more and more of an issue. As games get bigger, they attract more players. They are, by definition, going to start attracting more cheats. And we feel strongly about this. And what we believe we've identified is basically a different way of tackling the problem. To date, most publishers have focused on using anti-tamper software or other kind of server-side anti-cheat software to stop cheats or to identify cheats and then stop them. But the reality is, when you speak to hackers, they'll tell you they can get around most anti-cheat software very quickly, and it's not a big issue for them. And that it's kind of built into their business model, if you like, that their cheats will stop working and they'll have to renew them. And so, effectively, our insight is that a better way of tackling this problem is through data and intelligence. And if we get, good. And and this is effectively, when you speak to publishers at the moment, that's how they'll describe cheating: is a game of whack-a-mole. They will, they'll stop one cheat and then another one will pop up straight away. It takes, it's just that it's a sort of a war of attrition. And the reality is the cheats have more time to spend creating cheats than the security teams have stopping them. And so that's a real problem. And so that was that's the kind of route to us creating Intorqa. I mentioned that it's all based on intelligence and data. And what we created was a content and data collection platform. And this effectively crawls and monitors over like 100,000 cheat sources 24/7. It's actually lots more than that, but effectively we're crawling the internet, social media for cheat vendors, cheat channels, cheat forums, Reddit, Telegram, etc., etc., etc. Basically, wherever cheaters and cheat makers congregate, so that we can identify cheats before it impacts the game, because we can identify it as soon as it's getting shared or sold. And that's that in a nutshell. That's what we do, and that is a completely different way of tackling this problem. I mean, to be clear, publishers do use cheat research. They do a lot of it. They do some of it themselves, even. But it tends to be two unfortunate, interns, if you like, locked in the basement, searching Google all day, trying to find cheats. And that's just not in this sort of day and age. That's just never going to stop 90% of the cheating that goes on the bigger games. And what we know, all the information we've got comes in. It's obviously what we do is we cleanse it and we gather it and we kind of we group it so that the publishers can see threats much easier. So as opposed to looking through 50,000 posts, they can clearly see what are the biggest threats that their game is currently facing, and they can evaluate the risk much quicker. And hopefully before it actually impacts the game. We've also got analytics tools which help them visualize this all in real time. You can sort of see and this cuts through the data by cheat vendor, by game, by cheat type, by cheat tool, etc., etc., etc. This is basically through the SaaS platform. This is at publishers' it's at their fingertips all day long, it's doing what the equivalent of 100 interns would be doing, as opposed to the 2 they've actually got. We also acquire and evaluate cheats. Buying cheats, funny enough, is one of the hardest things for publishers to do, because if you're working for a big publisher or any big company, buying a cheat in crypto from a Brazilian cheat vendor website is going to cause you some headaches when you try and put that expense through with finance. So we take a lot of that stress out of it for them and do that, and then we also evaluate them. And critically, what we do is we are able to put them, look at them in the round, if you like, so that we can actually identify which cheats are posing the biggest risk. Because the whole thing's about resource and it's about prioritization, and as opposed to guessing which one is the one that you should be reverse engineering and stopping or taking legal action against, we can actually tell them precisely which one it's most important that they deal with quickest. So that is, if you like, so far so traditional gaming. But what the one thing we identified, and we're quite new to the to looking at blockchain games, because obviously as a startup you focus on where the most cheats are, and the reality is the most cheats at the moment are in the big games like Call of Duty and stuff like that. However, the sort of phrase "play to earn," if you like, is music to a hacker's ears, because it's not that dissimilar to what hackers and cheats have been doing for years on the big games like RuneScape and things like that, where there's farming and stuff involved. Anywhere where there's a repetitive action or grinding, that's where hackers have traditionally gone. So play to earn to them is like, yeah, this is perfect. And so they are being attracted to blockchain gaming, and that ain't going to stop. Now, we've just done a little bit of monitoring of some blockchain games to date so far, but you can kind of see already you've got traditional cheats. And when I say traditional cheats, I'm talking about the kind of cheat which is sort of like that you would find in any kind of any sort of big game. And in this case, there's a cheat for Mere4 which helps you fly, and that's what I'd call a traditional cheat. And these are already available for some Web3 games, but there are also what is also around the corner is here actually are specialist mining bots for numerous titles. This is sort of a Thai cheat vendor site, and you can see that he's offering bots across numerous blockchain titles. And so I keep just putting the wrong button. And as I said, you've got bots tailored to very specific games. Here's a bot for Axie Infinity. It's about obviously, and it's sold as quick, helps you quickly build teams instead of spending hours on the marketplace. It's a classic, it's a classic hack, if you like. It's helping people do things much quicker than just giving them an unfair advantage effectively. And then you've also got things like this, which is like a multi-account hack, which enables someone, as opposed to having, I think this is a Mere4 one, where you're allowed to have two clients at any one time. In this one, it says you can have an infinite. I think the quote is you can have as many clients as your computer can handle mining for your Mere4. And so you can kind of see how this is a tip of the iceberg sort of thing. As I said, we're quite new to this. We haven't actually started crawling the vendors specifically for blockchain games yet, but we're about to. And it's one of the interesting things at the moment in blockchain gaming is you can sort of see this. Our hypothesis is that because of the way play to earn is set up at the moment, hackers can actually make more money using the hacks and the cheats themselves. that will eventually change, as it did effectively with traditional gaming, and they will start to be able to make more money selling those hacks and cheats. And that's kind of, if you like, when there's a real problem. And the problem will magnify, when as the barrier to entry for these games, for blockchain games, comes down, rightfully should. That will increase, because that will make it more and more profitable for hackers to sell bots mining various games. And this is kind of what we've set out, why we've joined the BGA, is because we want to help make that, hopefully help that not happen. And my sort of, if you like, my plea or my ask to everyone listening to this is that we'd love to work with you, and even if it's just a conversation, to understand this space more, because I think it's through people's greater knowledge around blockchain and Web 3.0 than we've got, but our knowledge around cheating and how that all works, that we can actually, as I put it there, generate or create game security 3.0. So please reach out, give us a call. We'd love to talk to you, because now is the time to stop this from getting out of control. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Andrew. I love it. It's great. I know we already had this discussion before you joined the BGA, and I find it so interesting. And one of the core mission of the BGA, and obviously to educate on what does it mean to play a blockchain game, educate internally in terms of any challenge we could face as a builder, as a blockchain game developer. And thanks for the clickbaiting that you found, which is perfect. You're far better than me. How to stop cheat to earn. I love it. We need to use it. Sure. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to help. We're going to help to find, some panels, organize some panels with you, and thinking of, these kind of challenge we need to face. And it's going to be very interesting to have you on this kind of topic. So thanks a lot. Thank you, Andrew. Just as I don't know if it's all okay with your presentation, but if you tell me, but we have a private chat. I didn't have the chance to tell you. So if you need anything and you need me to help you set it out, you tell me.
No, I think we're good right now. I think you're seeing.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, perfect.
Right.
Okay, here you go.
So just before that, as mentioned, a short introduction. I'm the president of Decentralized Investment Group, and our subsidiary is XYZZY, in which we develop games. One of the acquired companies in XYZZY is Wild Thunder Studios. It's a Vietnam-based gaming studio which has 75 developers, which are working on the games that we're developing. So I'm very glad that we can share this together with you guys and together with your audience. Extremely excited to join your alliance, and talking about in general about DIG and XYZZY. As mentioned, this is a subsidiary of our holding company, and the flagship game that right now we have finished our private round and finished our seed round. In seed round, we've raised over $14 million, and private rounds with launch pads, we were extremely successful in very well-known launch pads. One of them sold at CDFI 26 seconds, the other in 2 minutes. And it's in this type of market, it is extremely difficult to do that. Therefore, we're very happy that we have the runway to develop a really compelling, interesting, and a beautiful game. So Realms of Eternity, and I think picture speaks 1,000 words, and I'd like to show you the trailer for it. I don't know how the audio will present here, but let's just try. So yeah, Realms of Eternity, as I mentioned, with the studio in Vietnam, and here is the trailer.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. But for the sound, it was perfect. Just for info, just us.
Very good. Glad to hear that. Do you see the presentation right now, or
no, I don't see. It's like it went off. It went off screen.
Give me a second. Here we are.
But we got excited. I got excited.
Me as well. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hold your applause. Hold your applause. Yes, as you can see, the game, the storyline is inspired by World of Warcraft, and in general, like, we believe that this game is going to be not only a flagship for XYZZY, but a flagship for this genre of play-to-earn games. We're including not only play-to-earn models, but also NFTs and even metaverse components. And I do agree with the colleague who talked previously from Raptor PR that it is important to introduce the concepts of ownership and governance and NFTs and together with metaverse. I think that speaks to a lot of people. And when it comes to the functionality and as mentioned, the usage of the game, we have the NFT component, and I think the next slide should, yes. The next slide is just the gameplay. As you can see right now, we're in our, let's say, the internal demo, and we're going to release the first version of the game. The alpha version is going to be released beginning of next year. So in this game, you'll be able to mine items, and every single item that is going to be that is created in the game will be an NFT. So whether mine it and then use that money and use the traits of certain avatars to create your own weapons and then sell them at a marketplace with our in-game token and with our government, and also the possibility with Wreath token, which is already, by the way, released, and very soon is going to be listed not only on decentralized exchanges but also on centralized exchanges. So as mentioned, there are a lot of functionalities, a lot of different modes for the game. There are avatars that have certain traits. One of my favorite concepts is being a criminal in the game. So being able to loot other players' items and get into the fights. And if you kill another player, there will be a bounty on your head that will basically let other players kill you without getting the penalty and getting a reward. And that's increased if you're kind of participating in that malicious behavior further and further. So that for me is something that that sounds super cool and very interesting. And the team, as mentioned, is Wild Thunder Gaming Studio. The way we were able to really scale this very quickly from our holding company perspective and from XYZZY's perspective was the acquisition of this gaming studio. People who are extremely passionate. We just visited, because we're based in Dubai, but we visit Vietnam quite often. And these people live, breathe, and sleep games. So that's about team. And, just recently we broke the news literally 5 minutes ago. Nexo has tweeted about the investment that they have invested a substantial amount in Realms of Eternity seed round. So we're very happy to have, one of the, let's say, so-called crypto banks involved in our game as not only an investor, but also a strategic partner. Also, talking about strategic partners, Immutable X is something that we use, and we're building on Polygon, and of course, the people that are also participating in this and are part of the team as advisors. For example, Mark Vange, who's the ex-CTO of Electronic Arts Interactive. You obviously know this household name. And the real Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, who is our global ambassador at DIG. And I just recently did a podcast with him, and he's extremely excited about Realms of Eternity. He got some tokens as an advisor, but also he's invested his own money. So that was extremely kind and very like a vote of confidence that we've seen from him, from a person who's been around the block. He's been a gamer himself. It's quite fascinating to know that. And it's not one of those stories that I've been a gamer all my life. There's he's talking about the games that he used to play when he was video games that he used to play when he was very small, a little kid. So yeah, he's if you want to know more about the game, obviously that podcast could be a nice introduction to it. We talked there a little bit more through, let's say, the lens of financing and investment and the tokenomics, et cetera. And talking about the investors, one of the things that we're extremely proud of is just the governance tokenomics, which a lot of people are locked. Their tokens are locked for a very, very long time. So basically, that's how the money that we've collected, the 14 million seed round, was basically just all people who are long-term investors, and not only saying that they're long-term, because this has been like a disease in the industry, and I've been in the crypto industry since 2013. A lot of venture capitalists and early stage token investors, they say that they're long-term investors, but usually they're not. And the way we do it is just through basically tokenomics. But this is not the only game that we're building. Kart Racing League 2.0 is a revamp of Kart Racing League, the most popular crypto racing play-to-earn racing game. That's another step towards the play-to-earn direction, which we believe this year is going to be something that is going to sustain the turbulence of the market, and we have already proven that with our investment round in Realms of Eternity. So that's basically what we're building right now, and what we're excited to present to your alliance. So if you have any questions, I'd be more than glad to answer them.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the introduction. Obviously, the one of the fun part of the live that we are doing is the demo day that we're doing once a month, twice a month, and let the company play the game live to show the different advancement of the game along the way. So it should be great to have one or two of the games to be able to showcase that in different part of the gameplay. So feel free to ask. You know who to talk with.
For sure.
Thank you very much, Justas, and
welcome
to the BGA. Very great to have you.
Glad to be here.
The next speaker will be Alex. Hi, Alex, from Wyre. If you're ready, the stage is yours.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Apologies if I'm sounding a little hoarse here. I woke up feeling a bit under the weather, but
you sounded perfectly well.
Great to hear it. Great to hear it. Excited to tell you a little bit about Wyre. So Wyre at our core, we're a crypto infrastructure provider. So we're doing a lot of work with blockchain-based games, gaming, NFT marketplaces, etc., for a variety of solutions and offerings that they look to add to their game marketplace, etc. So we've been in the space since 2013. We can be fully white labeled, so you guys might have used Wyre in interacting with Web3. We power a lot of partners from MetaMask, GameStop's new NFT marketplace, Axie Infinity, Ledger, etc. And I like to think of our offering in three different buckets, right? So product category number one would be on-ramps into crypto. So we do have a checkout widget, very easy and quick to integrate into your game, your NFT marketplace, etc. Allows users to come in, debit or credit card, and for in-app purchases, top up their wallet with crypto, and or if you have your own coins, we can do some conversions on the back end to distribute your tokens. We support debit card, credit card, Apple Pay, ACH. And like I said, it usually takes about a day or two to integrate our checkout widget. We can also be fully, this is just a quick slide of our integration with MetaMask, shows kind of that functionality. Top up my Web3 wallet with our widget, put in my payment information, and complete that purchase. We can also be fully white labeled, so the same functionality within a white labeled API. Debit, credit, Apple Pay, wire transfers, ACH, and SEPA. Takes a little bit longer to build out the integration because you are building the front end on that. But that whole process we were talking about, in the last slide, can be fully white labeled. This is an example with Evite, shows kind of a checkout and purchase of Bitcoin. This is our white labeled API. We also, product category number two would be on-ramp or on-platform APIs. So we are a licensed custodian. We've got a custodial wallet solution, can hold both fiat currencies and digital assets, allows for gas-free transactions between wallet to wallet, and you can create these wallets via API. Eco, this shows you just a little bit of our wallet, our infrastructure with our partner Eco, who utilizes that solution. Finally, we do our transfers API, which is basically our fundamental way of moving money around the Wyre network and on and off the platform. So we can do internal, external transfers, wallets, fully KYC'd accounts, and then we also have a rewards API, which we can pay out yield on funds held in those wallets. Wyre Plus Rewards, Outlet is a good example of that product in real life, and our transfers with Mass Pay as well. Finally, our users API is a fully KYC wallet. So big, compliance and regulation push lately. So it allows developers to compliantly spin up wallets where you're, as a licensed custodian, can fundamentally hold and manage the assets in those wallets, but allows you to offer that to your users. And Bundle would be an example of that. Finally, we can do off-ramping out of Web3. So we can do local bank transfers to users in the US, EU, Mexico, Brazil, and Australia. Do crypto payouts, global wire transfers for higher transactions. And we're going to be launching a card solution and push to debit. So I appreciate you guys having in. We're excited to join the BGA. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alex. It's great to have you as an institution. So myself, my personal experience, my first personal experience was facing Wyre as the first companies to discover. So it's great to have you on board, obviously, and have some conversation around payments and blockchain gaming, actually, in order to onboard the masses to this kind of gaming experience, blockchain gaming. So yeah, great to have you, Alex, and welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
And last but not least, I guess, Bertrand, if you're ready, from Unbound Nation.
I am. Thank you very much. Okay. All good?
All good.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you very much for the invitation, and pleasure to be around everyone here. So I'm Bertie. So I'm looking after partnerships at Unbound Nation. And today, Unbound Nation is effectively a decentralized GameFi ecosystem and community with the aim to bridge interest between players, game developers, and investors in the most optimal way possible. So quick view on our story. Our journey started in November 2021 with us dabbling around Axie Infinity and quickly realizing the potential impact that this new in-game ownership economy would have on the way players, the way games, and ultimately the way investors would interact with each other. So we then decided to explore this a bit further, and thanks to the experience of the founding team in scaling community and operations in the Web2 world, we built our own asset and gamers management tool, and we were able to grow the community to more than 10,000 gamers, more than 1,000 plus active players in just a few weeks, which was quite an interesting and enriching experience in itself. So from there, we decided to due to high demand, progressively onboard 4 more games. And as we were getting a bit more involved in the ecosystem, we started noticing that a core problem that the space is experiencing at the moment is the disconnect between all the different stakeholders' interests. So what do we mean by that? Well, on the one hand, you have game developers, their investors, and tons of unused assets. So now, why is that? Well, for game developers, the goal is usually to provide as many opportunities as possible for their gamers, and it's done usually through NFTs today or other in-game tokens. Now, due to the value accrual potential on these NFTs, these become interesting investments for venture capital funds, business angels, and other type of investors. And while these investors might be interested in games, they're probably not playing them all day long. So as a result, what you end up having is a lot of NFTs sitting idle in wallets without being utilized in game. So not only is this not in the game developers' best interest, but it also represents a missed opportunity for investors as play to earn or play and earn mechanics offer today loads of ways to generate yields on assets, therefore increasing overall return on investments or mitigating investment risk. On the other side, what you have gamers, right? You have and why? Well, because they're facing 2 types of obstacles, really. There are obstacles that come due to the immature infrastructure, for instance, so preventing the easy and fluid access to blockchain games. And there are obstacles that come due to the limited access to NFTs, and either because of asset prices, as we might have seen in several games in the past, or because of their scarcity. And now scarce assets, especially, are the ones that often sit idle and cozy in big investors' portfolio, waiting to appreciate as the game and its assets become more and more sought after. So in short, what you have here is many actors that are willing and trying to interact and connect within the space, but there's one key piece of the puzzle that is missing in order to kind of overcome this mismatching of interest. And that's the problem that we're trying to tackle. And how do we do this? Well, we're doing this by building this infrastructure that balances all those diverse interests in the space by connecting supply and demand for in-game assets. So our structure will effectively allow anyone holding or needing NFTs, regardless of their segments within GameFi, to acquire or deploy NFT in a seamless way. Now, what is the actual value proposition for the different stakeholders? Well, for game developers, well, first we bring human resources, right? We bring gamers' expertise. As we started as a guild, we are able to bring a strong community of thousands of players willing and able to play games. We also bring marketing support. As soon as we partner with games, we happy to kind of create promotional initiatives on all our platforms as we are kind of making this core one-to-one relationship with the games. And we also usually offer help with topics that are Web3 specific, such as tokenomics or NFTs. We bring financial capital for through our direct investment in games and NFTs. So we've been making tickets from 25 to 50K to 500,000, and we'll continue to do that at scale. And finally, what we are bringing is we're bringing a platform, a format for the investors to easily and safely deploy their NFTs and earn yield on them, thereby guaranteeing that potentially all NFTs of that particular game are put to use in the game in the hands of gamers. So that's our value proposition. That's our added value for the game developers. Now, what about institutional NFT investors, NFT holders in general? Well, I just mentioned it. The solution that we offer is for them to deploy and yield their in-game NFTs in a seamless and secured way, where effectively the NFTs are being utilized by our own players in-game, earning yields through play and earn mechanics. And at the end, we share all those rewards across the board. So in the end, the NFT investors that are happy to delegate the work to earn passive income now have the opportunity to do so. And finally, the third piece of the puzzle, the third actor in this ecosystem, the gamers. Well, through the partnership with the two actors mentioned previously, we are in a great position to bring a broad range of competitive and scarce NFTs across multiple game titles. And these NFTs, we're obviously lending them for free to the community, and we're sharing the rewards with everyone being involved. And as I mentioned previously, we started as a guild and built this community of players. So we obviously offer and bring all the necessary guild-like infrastructure and support, such as training, onboarding, game tutorials, and so on and so forth. So all in all, our idea with this platform is to create this triple win situation for all the stakeholders, to create an optimal flow and utilization of assets in the ecosystem. So where do we stand? What's next for us? Actually, I'm super excited to say that we've announced today our seed round. So we're lucky to partner with very strong people in the space. They're bringing a great mix of experience and expertise in not only gaming, but also in investing and building in Web3. So we're quite excited about this and quite proud. We're also going live with our first NFT fund partnerships, where we'll be putting to use in games a high six-digit amounts of in-game NFTs, and we'll get the ball rolling on that front as well. And following the round, so major milestones that are ahead of us will include the enhancements of our technical infrastructure, so which will allow business partners to deploy their NFT portfolios in our gaming community, as I mentioned. So if you are in the audience or in this panel, gaming NFT investors looking to explore avenues to put these NFTs to use, please feel free to reach out. We'll be happy to chat about how we can work together. And lastly, the rounds will allow us to continue acquiring a lot of in-game assets and bring them to players. So here we are, I'm talking directly to game developers looking to onboard a strong partner with a great community of players and very skilled players as well. So yeah, happy to explore opportunities to partner here. Quick snapshot on the team behind Unbound Nation today. We come from a bunch of different experience across the board, and we are currently hiring as well for a few roles. So if interested, feel free to check out our website and reach out. Thank you very much, and that's it for me.
Thank you, Bertie. Thank you very much for that. And congrats. I saw that in the Discord today. Congrats for the seed rounds. Very happy for you.
Thank you.
we really like your involvement, you and Nico, in the community as well, BGA, to learn more, to share knowledge as well. So yeah, it's a pleasure to have you, and I'm sure that we're gonna have some discussion around specific topics that you want to address with panels and everything. So thanks a lot. And
Absolutely.
we already met, but I'm sure we're gonna meet again very soon in
We
Paris.
did,
Maybe.
yes. Unfortunately, we're going to miss each other in Berlin, but
Sure.
there will be a lot of events across the world. So hopefully, looking forward to meet all of you at some point.
I'm sure about it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for all speakers. Thank you very much, guys, for your introduction. Very happy to have you, and I will say you have a great day. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Take
everyone.
care.
Cheers.
Bye bye.